evening, everybody. My name is Sandra. On behalf of Oasis Travel, I'd like to thank you all for joining us tonight for the third series in our virtual events. I don't know what it's like this evening where you are, but tonight in Lisburn, it's dark and quite damp. So what better night just to take you to somewhere exotic. Please feel free to type in a question and we can answer some of those at the end of our presentation. So Japan has become the new bucket list destination for many of our customers. And I know some of you that are watching tonight had really hoped to take a trip to Japan this year and you were disappointed. So perhaps we can sort that out for you again next year. It's an amazing tourist destination as it offers many unique experiences that you would not find in any other part of the world. The culture of this country mixes old Eastern traditions and Western modern landscapes. And it's one of the oldest civilizations in the world. And it has a really stunning and diverse history. Japan also offers different experiences for every season of the year. So John Booty now joins us from Wendy Wu Tours to tell us why Japan should be on everybody's list and why everyone should visit this country at least once in their lifetime. Thank you.
Welcome everybody to today's presentation on the amazing enchanting country of Nippon, which means the origin of the sun, or better known to you and I as Japan. My name is John Booty. I'm the sales manager for Wendy Wu Tours Ireland, and I work very closely in conjunction with Oasis Travel, one of our extremely close special trade partners in Northern Ireland. It's my privilege today for the next 30 minutes to talk you over our brand new brochure for Japan for 2021-2022. So I hear you say, why book a Wendy Wu Tours? Wendy Wu Tours is the UK and Ireland's #1 Asia tour specialist. We offer fully inclusive, hassle-free packages flying from Belfast City and Dublin Airport. We include 3 meals a day, all your sightseeing, 4-star hotels, small groups, 28 and no more. More importantly, we also include your tourist visa. So you really do have nothing to worry about or think about. Just turn up, enjoy, come back and tell everybody what an amazing time you had. Because this is now seen as become an award-winning tour operator, I'm very proud now to say we're a 5-star TripAdvisor rating, and also we're a gold 5-star FIFO rated tour operator. We have over 20 years experience, and the ace in the pack for me are our tour guides. They're experts. These ladies and gentlemen work with us consistently throughout the year, and most of them have been with us for many years. They're hired for their expertise, and more importantly, their customer service levels are second to none. Here in front of you, you'll see our current 2021-2022 product range, all available through Oasis Travel in Northern Ireland. We have a dedicated China brochure, dedicated Southeast Asia brochure. We have a dedicated Latin American Antarctica brochure, and also an India brochure. But today, what I'll be focusing on will be the Japan brochure. There are 2 questions I'm always actually asked. One is, Wendy Wu real? Yes, she is. She's a lovely lady. I've met her. She's absolutely stunning. And it's infectious. Her motivation, her drive comes down from the top. 2, when is the best time to go? As you can see very clearly from the graphic here in front of you, that Japan is an all year round destination. It really does have something for everybody throughout the whole of the year. The most popular time, obviously, to go is the cherry blossom, which you can see there on the right hand side. That is from the end of March through to the beginning, mid-April. Also, what is becoming now popular now is the autumn period, where you can see there on the second picture from the right, next to our cuddly friend, the snow monkey. The fabulous golden browns, the reds, the greens, the fall in Japan will actually challenge any fall you'll see in New England or Canada. What we're also seeing now, though, is more and more people want to go across the summer months, and in particularly May, which is a fantastic alternative time to visit, where you can see the Shibazu Kuru, which is a festival at the bottom of Mount Fuji, where you can see all the pink colourful flowers. And then, of course, what you've actually got is the winter period. Believe it or not, Japan actually has some of the best skiing in the world. But there you see our colourful, cuddly, cute friend, the snow monkey, otherwise known as the Macau. So our brand new programme for 2022, what have we done? We've enhanced our experiences. We've added 2 brand new tours in our 13-day Japan experience tour and a 21-day Japan by rail tour. That is right, 21 days Japan by rail. It's starting in the most furthest south you can go, right the way up to the north, is 10 train journeys, which 5 of them are on the famous bullet train. We've also actually added a lot more short stays, extensions, and also dedicated solo departures. 25% of our bookings are actually solo travellers. We've added dedicated departures across our award-winning tours. What that means is the fact that when you do one of the dedicated solo tours, the group size is only 18, not 28. We're also giving you more exclusive solo benefits. So you're guaranteed to get your own room, which is a king size deluxe, without having to pay for a supplement. You're also going to actually be traveling with like-minded people. We will contact you before you travel. You'll get door-to-door pickup and taken to the Belfast City Airport and access to the lounge. I'll cover these off in more detail very shortly. What I also like to do before we do anything else is actually give you a few facts on the destination you're going to be visiting. Japan is made up of over 6,852 islands. The 4 biggest islands are Honshu, Hokkaido, Kyushu, and Shikoku, which makes up 97% of the total land area. Japan currently has a population of 127 million, and the capital city, Tokyo, has a population of 14 million, which is the world's largest metropolis, with over 10% of the population. It's the 3rd largest economy in the world, and slurping noodles in Japan is not considered rude. Japan eats more seafood than anywhere else in the world. Finally, Japan has the 3rd largest life expectancy in the world, with the average man living to the age of 81 and females to the age of 87. Currently, Japan is home to the 2 oldest people in the world, aged 116 and 117 years of age. As you can see, they do really have a great quality of life out there in Japan. When you do tours, it's all about immersing yourself in the cultural and the history, and Japan is no different. So here are a few of the examples of what you can experience on some of our tours. On all of our tours, you will experience the tea ceremony. This is a perfect display of Japanese culture. It's not simply just boil the kettle, stick the tea in the cup and pour the water. Here you'll witness the preparation and performance involving a way of one of the tea masters. You'll enjoy this on all of our Japan tours, and ladies and gentlemen, it really is worth seeing. You'll also get to experience the cultural encounters when you were at Mount Fuji. All of our Wendy-Wu tours will call at Mount Fuji. Here there's 10 stations from the bottom to the top. It's Japan's highest mountain, standing at 3,776 meters. On most of our tours, we'll take you to the 5th station where you can see the peak and the surrounding valley in all its glory. But if you want to do the climb, all 10 stations, then look at our off-peak Japan tour. This trek will take you approximately 12 hours, and we'll set off at 4 p.m. in the afternoon, and we'll get you to the summit in time to see the sunrise at 4 a.m. On some of our tours, it's even possible to stay in the monastery. Here you'll get to spend a night on a tatamaki mat room in a monastery at the holy mountain Koisan, and rise early to join the monks as they do their daily chanting. Or why not actually learn the art of washi paper making? This is a traditional process for getting your hands all dirty making washi, Japanese paper, in the old-fashioned way, and then you'll learn how to write in Japanese. As I mentioned before, the Japanese love the noodles, and soba noodles is one of the most famous. Here you'll learn how to make the noodle craft. From start to finish, you'll roll, slice the soba noodle dough before cooking it and devouring this delicious result. Or the famous sport of sumo wrestling. Sumo wrestling can be actually seen on our Japan Uncovered tour and Offbeat Japan tours in September and May. Here you'll witness a sport that preserves many of Japan's most ancient traditions. The rituals involved are as fascinating as the wrestling itself. And last but not least, a little bit of Zen meditation. Begin your journey towards inner peace, learning the basics of Zen meditation in Kyoto, one of my favorite cities of Japan. As I mentioned, we now actually have dedicated solo traveller groups. What we've done here, 25% of our bookings are solo travellers across the UK and the Irish market, and they travel along with our regular groups. Group sizes are 28 and no more. But feedback we're getting from our solo travellers is that they'd like to travel with more like-minded people, solo travellers themselves, so they don't feel as though they're being gooseberries. What we've done is we've brought out dedicated departures across the selection of our award-winning tours. What you'll get being a solo travel Wendy-Wu is we will actually contact you through Oasis Travel before you depart to see you've got everything that you need. Have you got any queries, any questions? What should I take? Money? How do I do it? And everything else. Then on the day of travel, we'll pick you up from home. We'll transfer you to Belfast City Airport. After check-in, you'll get free access to the lounge where you can start your journey in style. When you arrive in Japan and you meet your tour manager, you'll be shown to your own room. There is no sharing our dedicated groups, and you pay no supplement for this. In the evening, there'll be a welcome drinks reception where you'll be introduced to all of the rest of your group. And like all of the classic tours, we include all your meals. So that's breakfast in the hotel, lunch and dinner in a different restaurant every day. Any special airfare offers that we've got, and I'll be covering one of these off, a fantastic offer with Finnair will also be available to you. And then once you come back, we'll contact you when you come back again through Oasis Travel to make sure that the trip was just as you expected it and look for any feedback you've got. More importantly, we'll also make you aware of our solo online community, Group Confidence, which means here you can actually, again, contact other people that like to travel on their own and maybe even book them again through Oasis Travel. Just a couple of dedicated solo departure dates here for you. Our week tour in Japan, that's 8 days, which leads at £5,190 per person. First solo departure will be 4th of November 2021. Our Jewels of Japan, which is an 11-day tour, leads at £6,790 per person. And the first dedicated solo departure there next year is the 8th of November 2021. Discover Japan, which is our 13-day tour, leads at £7,390 per person. And the first departure in 2021 is the 19th of October. And then last but not least, our Japan Uncovered tour, our top selling tour, 17 days, where you start in the south and work your way north. I'll be covering this off very shortly. That actually leads at £8,990 per person, and it goes on the 11th of October 2021. As I say, all departures, all solo departures, very easily found in the current brochure. They're highlighted with a purple box. Please contact Oasis Travel for further details. So as I mentioned, I will go through our top tour, which is Japan Uncovered. It's a fully inclusive tour. This tour is 17 days, flying from Belfast or from Dublin. Group size on our classic group of this would be maximum of 28. And remember, we actually have 28 departures for next year. And believe it or not, for Cherry Blossom in March and April, they're already filling up very quickly. As is the autumn, which is September and October. So should you be interested in those dates, please contact Oasis Travel as soon as possible, so we won't disappoint you. Otherwise, why not look at 2022? It's on sale now. On this tour here, all your sightseeing is included. You get 3 meals a day, breakfast and hotel, lunch and dinner every day. We're going to start in Osaka. Every hotel will be 4-star. All your sightseeing is included. There'll be no queuing anywhere. There's no, oh, tomorrow we're going to take you to Kyoto, or we're going to take you to Nara, we want more money. Everything's included in the price. So you literally turn up to the airport with your tickets, with your spending money, go and enjoy it. So your flight to Japan, your flight to Osaka, either from Belfast or from Dublin on this amazing tour, your flights will be overnight. And once you arrive in Japan the following day, come through immigration, you've got your bags, you'll see the Wendy representative in arrivals waiting for you. It'll be a private transfer to your hotel. And once you get to the hotel, you'll be met by your award-winning tour manager. He or she will have everything ready for you. You won't check in, you won't check out. We never have you checking in or checking out of hotels. It's all done for you. And your bags will be taken up to the room. And the rest of the day is then yours to explore at leisure. Or just why not relax and start looking forward to your trip. In the evening time, you'll be taken for dinner where you meet the rest of your group, which are made up of Australians, New Zealanders, Irish, British, and also Canadians. And there you'll learn how your group's going to work for the rest of the trip. And more importantly, if you need anything, to let your tour manager know. On your first day, it will start after breakfast, which is normally between 8 and 8:30. And we're going to start with Osaka Castle, the stunning castle you can see in front of you. One of Japan's most famous castles, which is known for sweeping views of the city from the hilltop perch. Construction on this amazing castle began in the 1500s by the then Emperor Toyo, who intended the castle to become the centre of a new unified Japan under his rule. In addition, the iconic symbol of Osaka in the Kansai region of central Japan played an important role in the unification of Japan, which was during the samurai era of the 16th century. Osaka itself is also known for having many fabulous food dishes, especially famous for the okonomiyaki, a giant savoury cabbage pancake, which is stunning, ladies and gentlemen. I'm absolutely, my mouth is dribbling already. I've had that, it's absolutely fabulous, you must try it. As well as that, there's also street food classics such as takoyaki, which is a pancake batter cooked in special molds, typically filled with diced octopus, pickled ginger and spring onion. Again, I thoroughly recommend this. If you don't fancy the octopus, they will actually put bacon in it, or they'll also make you a vegetarian option. Osaka is also fantastic as a base to do day trips from. And today we'll head to Nara and stroll through the famous deer park. Deer were thought to be the sacred animals and have been carefully protected for many years. Even today, Nara's deer are carefully protected as a national monument. Deer were actually considered to be the sacred messenger animal of the gods up until 1637, and to kill a deer was actually punishable by death. These deer are absolutely amazing. As you walk through the park, there's hundreds of them, and they sleep by the path like that. If you do want to feed them, you can buy special food from the actual vendors, and they'll come up and they'll gently take it from your hand. And they're happy to pose for pictures with you. After a good night's sleep, it's time to head on and visit the incredible, spectacular Himeji Castle, en route to Hiroshima. The castle is widely considered Japan's most magnificent castle for its imposing size and beauty. The well-preserved Himeji Castle is both a National and World Heritage listed treasure. Himeji Castle has never been destroyed by war, earthquake or fire, and survives to this day to be one of the country's 12 original castles, and can be seen by the picture here on your screen as to why it's nicknamed the White Heron Castle, as it resembles a bird. You can see from the structure itself, if you look at the towers, how the actual structures come out and they go up like a wing. It's also one of the only castles in Japan never to experience conflict or attack. Our journey then takes us onwards to Hiroshima, a modern city which was largely destroyed by time in history, not to be forgotten as an atomic bomb was dropped on the city during World War II on the 6th of August 1945. The destructive power obliterated nearly everything within a 2-kilometre radius. When the American B-29 bomber dubbed Enola Gray dropped the bomb on the city, it was the first time a nuclear weapon had been used during warfare. The bomb immediately killed 80,000 people, and tens of thousands more would later die of radiation exposure. The city has been rebuilt and created a melting pot, an extremely cosmopolitan city. Sites of historical heritage that were destroyed by the atomic bomb have been reconstructed. However, the only building that remained was the A Dome, which is seen here on your screen. And this is where the visit to the Memorial Peace Park, which commemorates the 1945 event. The A Dome itself, in actual fact, was the original post office in Hiroshima. The bomb exploded 100 meters above it. And when it actually came out, the vibrations came out, it shattered the actual windows and around the actual post office. So as you can see, the main building was left. This is where you'll find the internal flame. The internal flame will remain lit until all atomic and nuclear bombs have been destroyed and will never be used again. Close to Hiroshima is Mimijima, which is formed of small islands and hosts one of Japan's most iconic sites. While officially named Tsukushima, the island is more commonly referred to as Mimijima, meaning Shrine Island. This is because the island is well known for its main attraction, its Tsuku Shrine, a giant torii gate which at high tide seems to float on water. A torii gate is actually a spiritual entrance to the gate to the Japanese Shinto shrine, which marks the official boundary between the human and spiritual world. Shrine is a listed UNESCO World Heritage Site and one of the national treasures of the Japanese government. Next, we head to Hiroshima Station, where you'll catch the bullet train to Kyoto. This takes 1 hour 40 minutes. No trip to Japan would be complete without riding on the bullet train. I've been very lucky enough to ride it numerous times. What I can actually say also is it's very easy and very clean to use. Your bags will be transferred by road, so you don't have to worry about lugging your bags on and off the train. You literally get on with the rest of the group and enjoy the experience. The bullet train with passengers on board goes to a maximum speed of 200 miles per hour. Test runs have reached 275 miles per hour and even reached speeds of 370 miles per hour on the new maglev trains, due to be fully operational across the country by 2030. Bullet train is one of the most reliable modes of transportation in the world, with a delay of less than 30 seconds, just slightly better than the good old rail system in the UK and Ireland. In 2019, Japanese officials made a worldwide apology because the train departed 36 seconds early. Wow, can you imagine that? Also, even though it's traveling at 200 miles per hour, I can promise you, you don't even realize it. You can look out the windows, you see this iconic sights of Mount Fuji and everything else. You don't even realize it unless you look to the end of the carriage. You look above the door and you can see the speedometer. Once we disembark off the bullet train, we're into one of my favorite cities in Japan, Kyoto. It's time to move on to Kyoto, once the capital for thousands of years, and the emperor's residence from 794 to 1868. This enchanting city is the epitome of traditional Japan. Kyoto is Japan in a nutshell, and it really is. You do feel as though you've gone back in time. It's the cultural and historical heart of the country. It's the best place in all of Japan to experience traditional temples, shrines, gardens, geishas, shops, restaurants, and festivals. It remains as Japan's ancient capital. The geishas can be seen wandering the streets in their traditional dress, and there's believed to be up to 80,000 geishas back in Japan in 1920. However, to this day now, there's only 100 geishas in Kyoto and only around 1,000 across Japan. We will visit the spectacular Kozumizu Temple, exploring the most visited temple in Kyoto. Built in honor of Kanyan, the goddess of mercy, this beautiful hillside location offers spectacular views of the city and valley below. Later that day, you'll experience the age-old rituals of the traditional tea ceremony accompanied by a tea master. The ceremony is also known as the Way of the Tea, a Japanese cultural activity involving the ceremony, preparation and presentation of matcha, powdered green tea. Also, while in Kyoto, we're going to visit the Fushimi Irari. After lunch, it's time to visit the Fushimi Irari Shrine with thousands of orange toll gates. The shrine stretches up Mount Irari, which is 233 meters high, and has shrines built all the way along it to worship the god of rice. Over time, this is translated into the god of business, and each individual torii gate is sponsored or donated by local business. That's the black writing you can see on the side there. It's now time to experience the captivating and spectacular Kinkaoju Temple, more commonly known as the Golden Pavilion. This Buddhist temple is an excellent example of Japanese garden design. Originally, the temple was built as a retirement villa for the shogun Yoshimitsu, and according to his will, it was to become a Zen temple after his death back in 1480. The nickname of the temple, Golden Pavilion, is given the name of the top two floors completely covered in gold leaf. We now leave Kyoto and we travel to Kanzawa. You will wander through the Kemzei-kuyon, one of the great three gardens of Japan. Its spacious grounds used to be the outer garden of Kanzei Castle and opened to the public back in 1871. It features a variety of flowering trees which provide the garden with a different look for each passing season. Kanzei-kuyon includes 6 aspects considered important for the notion of the ideal garden, and these are spacious, serenity, venerability, scenic views, subtle design, and coolness. Kanzai is often compared to Kyoto, though it's significantly smaller than the ancient capital, and is also renowned for its applicable geishas and samurai districts. We're now moving into the northwest of Japan, into what is known as the Japanese Alps, or Takayama. Onto Takayama, where we'll visit the Shrika Wagyu, a UNESCO World Heritage Site known for its unusual architectural style known as kashu. Kashu-zuku means constructed like hands in prayer, as the famous houses' steep thatched roofs resemble the hands of Buddhist monks pressed together in prayer. The architectural style, developed over many generations, is designed to withstand large amounts of heavy snow that falls in the region during the winter. The roofs are made without nails and provide large attic space used for cultivating stickworms. Takayama boasts one of Japan's most aesthetic town sites, nestled deep within the stunning Hide Mountains, and it's a wonderful destination for witnessing the older, ancient side of Japan. Outside Yakinawa lies Jik-Udani, which literally means Hell's Valley. It's named because of the stream and boiling water that bubbles out of the small crevices in the ground. Here you'll see the Japanese magua, otherwise known as the snow monkey, in Monkey Park, which offers visitors the unique experience of seeing wild monkeys bathing in natural hot spring. I must say I love visiting these amazing creatures and sometimes find it difficult to decide on whether I favour these or the giant pandas in China. The snow monkeys are brilliant to watch as they go about their daily business, and interestingly, there is no other non-human primate that is more northern living nor lives in a colder climate than these Japanese snow monkeys. So far, we've experienced so much on this amazing tour, so now is the time for a little relaxation. Take some time to enjoy an onsen bath experience in Jukanai, this time without any of those pesky snow monkeys interrupting your peace. An onsen is a Japanese hot spring, but the term also extends to covering the bathing facilities and traditional inns frequently situated around the hot spring. Traditionally, visitors with tattoos were not allowed in Japan's onsen because of an age-old association with crime organised Yasu gangs. The Yasu gang was the name given to organised criminal gangs from Japan. The Yasu is not a single organisation, but a collective of separate gangs similar to that of the American Mafia. We now move on to Mount Fuji, the most iconic site of Japan. Japan's highest mountain, standing at 3,776 meters high, 10 stations from the base to the summit, only available through the months of April through to October. On this tour, we'll make our way up to the Fuji's 5th station, where you can see spectacular and fantastic views of the area, something that would never be forgotten on this incredible journey through Japan. We'll also visit Fuji 5 Lakes in the Hakone district, formed by previous Mount Fuji eruptions. The Fuji 5 Lakes is a region at the base of the mountain made of 5 beautiful lakes. We'll also take a cruise on Lake Ashi to the summit of Hakone Ropeway cable car. Spectacular views of Mount Fuji as seen here in front of you. We're now coming to the end of this amazing tour. Your final 3 nights will be spent in the ultra metropolitan city of Tokyo. As you can see by these 2 clear pictures here, very much modern meets traditional. It's now time to move on to one of the world's most cutting-edge capital cities. Tokyo is the city of contrast, famous for its neon-lit landscape, towering skyscrapers, peaceful shrines, and loving tended gardens. Although long the political and cultural centre of Japan, Tokyo only became the official capital when Meiji, the emperor, moved there in 1867. Now for something a little different, let's walk the famous Shibuya crossing, where thousands cross every hour. Up to 2,000 people cross every time during rush hour when the lights turn red. Home to the world's busiest Starbucks, you can just about see on the 2nd floor on the top left-hand side of the right building. If you love people watching, this is the space to do it. Look at behind the busy junction at high-tech facades, and you'll also see tranquil back streets, old temples, and explore. A little known fact for you is that Tokyo is almost famous for vending machines. So for every 23 people, there's 1 vending machine, which means if you were standing back to back, that would go from Tokyo to Hawaii non-stop. Whilst in Tokyo, we will stroll the vibrant Asakusa district and soak up the ambience of Sensoji Temple. Tokyo's oldest temple, Sensoji, is the only example of 2 religions sharing the same temple complex, with Buddhist temple on the right of the picture and Torrential Shrine on the left. Continue onwards in time to experience the 634 meters high sky tree, the tallest structure in Japan and the tallest tower in the world, with some of the views you see from here from the observation decks are absolutely spectacular, including Mount Fuji. You can see Mount Fuji from the top of here on a clear day. The Tokyo Sky Tree is today predominantly a television and radio broadcast tower, was made to withstand earthquakes. As I said at the beginning of this presentation, ladies and gentlemen, I believe our trump card, the reason why more and more people travel with us than other companies, is our amazing guides. 40% of our customers at Wendy Woo travel with us more than once, and we have a very good loyalty scheme, but it is our amazing guides who actually make these trips special. I've witnessed this firsthand myself, both with customers and also with agents. Nothing is too much trouble. They're hired for their excellent customer service and their expert knowledge, but more importantly, fluent English speaking. I have no greater pride than when somebody writes in a letter complimenting the guides and how fantastic they were, and the fact that they will be travelling with us again. At Wendy Woo Tours, we always have amazing offers, and September's no different. All these offers are available through Oasis Travel, and there'll be offers again in October. Current offers at this moment in time, not just for Japan, but also for other destinations we're offering. We're doing a low deposit of £99 per person. We're also doing the amazing free one-way business class upgrade on the return flight home with Finnair, flying from Dublin. So going from Tokyo or from Osaka back to Helsinki, then back to Dublin, which is the shortest route, believe it or not. Flying time only approximately 14 hours to Japan from Dublin. The return flight home is free. If you want to do that and experience that both ways, it's only £699 per person supplement. And that's business class out and back from Dublin all the way to Tokyo. And that is flatbed flying on Airbuses. Absolutely amazing. I've done it. Service is second class to none, and Helsinki airport is so easy to get around. Also, you've got great access to the business class lounges. If you'd sooner fly with British Airways, why not fly out of Belfast via London Heathrow? The flight from Heathrow to Tokyo, we're offering free return premium economy on British Airways. That's a saving of £399 per person. Or if you'd sooner fly with one of our other airline partners out of Dublin, you're more than happy to do so. We have offers of up to £400 per person on selected tours to Japan and other destinations, flying with the likes of Emirates, Etihad, Turkish Airlines, Air France, KLM, etc. I really can't thank you enough for joining me today on this journey through Japan. I hope every one of you has taken some inspiration thoughts of visiting what I believe to be one of the most fascinating, vibrant countries I've ever seen. Should you require any further details on Japan or any of our amazing destinations, any of our tours for 2021, 2022, please go and see the amazing team at Oasis Travel. We'll be more than happy to assist you. All that remains for me to be said now is enjoy the rest of your day, stay safe, and thank you once again for letting me talk to you about this stunning destination.
John, thank you very much indeed for that whistle-stop tour of a fascinating country. I'm very jealous some of my colleagues have been, and it's certainly a place that I would love to travel to. John, we just have some questions from some of our viewers tonight. Charles wants to know, I mean, the tours look very busy, and he's just asking how how mobile do you need to be to go on a Wendy Moores tour? Are they very active? Are there other options for maybe people who just can't walk very long distances?
Hello, Sandra. No, they're not that active. We have a bit of a joke inside Wendy Moores tours. If you can get out of bed, you can do one of our tours. There's plenty of time. We don't hurry anybody. The Japan Uncovered tour, which I just went through there, is only a grade 1 tour, which means there's plenty of free time for shopping. We take it at a nice leisurely place. You get plenty of time to take nice pictures as well. So you don't have to be super fit. We're not bungee jumping or dragging you off anywhere or anything like that.
Great. Okay, John, thank you. James wants to know, you mentioned on the tours that they take an average of about 28 people. With the new restrictions maybe due to COVID, is there any intention that those numbers might be reduced for 2021?
No, what we're going to do is we have two groups. We have our classic group, which is 28 in a group maximum. And then obviously we have the tour guide and also the local escort. And then we also have our Go Beyond group, which is 18. To answer your question, what we've actually done, obviously with the new COVID practice, is we will be using full-size coaches. So even though there might only be 28 in the group, our average group size is only 17. There'll be plenty of space on board the coach. The coach will be cleaned daily by the driver. Once you disembark, there'll be hand sanitisation, there'll be face masks, there'll be demonstrations given on everything. So protocol will be there and tight. Also, when we take you for food, you have 3 meals a day. Breakfast in the hotel, lunch and dinner. They'll be a la carte now. It won't be buffet style like we normally would do. We brought to the table. And these hotels and restaurants are vetted regularly by our health and safety team. So you will be perfectly safe. So there'll be a seat in between everybody on board the coach. So you'll all have window seats, you'll get a great view, but you will not feel that your safety is actually been compromised in any shape or form.
Okay, great. Okay, and just actually on the food, Beth Lynn is asking that really enjoys Japanese food, but just wondering throughout sort of a 16-day tour, are there other options if you want to have maybe a Western meal?
Yes, there is. I'm exactly the same. I love my Asian food, but trust me, there's only so much rice and noodles you can eat. So yes, we do give you variety. We try and give you a variety of Eastern and Western. We want you to actually sample the local dishes and cuisines, obviously, but you do get Western options as well. The one thing I will say is nobody ever complains they go hungry on a Wendy Wu tour.
Okay, excellent. And a final question from Joanna, who's asking, what would be the average age on your group tours?
Our average age on a group tour with Wendy Wu is 55. It's a good mix. Australians, New Zealanders, British, Irish and Canadians. It is a very good mix, but 55 is the average age.
Okay, excellent. Well, John, look, thank you very much indeed again. That was just super. And to everybody who's watched, thank you very much for taking the time tonight. And please do not hesitate to contact any of our offices if we can do any prices for you or give you any more suggestions.